La 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 Kannari na.
Good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome for to the online class. In the previous class, we are discussing about the Alauddin Khilji. So, how Alauddin Khilji became dominant after defeating his uncle Jalaluddin Khilji and taking the support of Malik Kafur, how he concluded the wealth and how that wealth he utilized for the introduction of best administrative system that today we are going to discuss today. So administration reforms of the Alauddin Khilji implemented various reforms in the administration. He abolished the religious endowments. Endowments means what? Tax which is collected on the non-Muslims. Inams, lands and subsidy. Inams means the gift which is granted by the farmers to the king or landlord. And the king before to the Alauddin Khilji, they are going to pay only a land for to the scholars or the ministers who are supporting for to his administration. But during the time of Alauddin Khilji, what he had done, he stopped giving a gift for to any scholars and the employees. Instead of that, he started to pay the salary in a cash. So this kind, so the new system of an administration he implemented. He prohibited alcohol, drugs and gambling. Gambling means making games for earning a lot of profit. He banned association formation among his sardars, their socialization with the general public and marriage among elite class of people during his time. The farmers with minor land holdings and also a big landholders has to pay the tax. He appointed revenue officers to collect without fail of collecting the tax from the farmers. So this all money, so he started to pay for to the scholars, ministers and who are helping for his administration. He not only brought the system only in a code, so he brought some surgery in the military reforms. What surgery he brought? What major changes he brought in military reforms means, so he started to provide training for to the soldiers and started to provide arms and ammunitions for to the soldiers to use that one effectively in the war. ವಾರ್ ಎಮ್ಯುನಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯುದ್ಧೋಪಕರಣಗಳನ್ನು ರಾಜನೇ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ, ಸೈನಿಕರಿಗೆ ಉಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ಹಾರ್ಸಸ್, ಮೇಡ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ವಾರ್. ದ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಂತ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಆವಾಗಲೇ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇನಾಮ್ ಆರ್ ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿ ಫಾರ್ ಟು ಆನ್ ಎ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್, ವಾಟ್ he had done, he paid the cash for to the soldiers the last day of the month. ಆ ತಿಂಗಳ ಕೊನೆ ದಿನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ, ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. The individual records of soldiers were created based on their physical attempts or maybe about the physical future. ಸೈನಿಕರಿಗೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಪೇಮೆಂಟನ್ನು. ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಸೈನಿಕರ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಫಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಅವರ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಬೇಸ್ ಒಂದು ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ he brought and he started to maintain the records also. So when the soldiers joined for to the army and what performance he has shown in the war, for that he started to provide some kind of the honor and a cash prize. Hulia was brought into a effect of the purpose to maintain the records. The process of stamping horses called as a dag came into effect. So I told you, the soldiers, if they are very talented, they can use the horses which are given by the Alauddin Khilji, but later they should not market it for any other people or any other king. So that's why to recognize the horse which belongs to the Alauddin Khilji, he started to stamp on the body of the horses. It is called as a dag system. ಕುದುರೆಗಳ ದೇಹದ ಮೇಲೆ ತನ್ನದೇ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ಮುದ್ರೆಯನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ, ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. So these are some kind of an a system he brought in the military administration. He could have directly complained to the Sultan himself if any soldier is going to get an improper salary by any higher officers. So this kind, so the effective military reforms the Alauddin Khilji introduced in the time of his reign. So do you know the Doab? Doab means it is a place where situated between two rivers, Ganga and Yamuna. It is called as a Doab. Alauddin Khilji not only brought the changes in the military reforms, but he also brought the changes in the market reforms. So ರೈತರ ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆಯನ್ನು ಅತಿ ಉನ್ನತ ದರ್ಜೆಗೆ ಏರಿಸಿದಂಥ ಮೊದಲನೆಯ ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್ ಯಾರು? Alauddin Khilji. The reforms in the market that were implemented by Alauddin Khilji have ensured him a special place in the history. He created a system wherein the common had access to a pulses, cereals, cooking oil, sugar, salt and fuel at a fair price. ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ದರವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವನು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ. ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕಾಮೋಡಿಟೀಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ purchase in the same price any corner of his kingdom. So that kind, the fair price was fixed for to the necessary commodities for every poor person to purchase. The new system of marketing he introduced in the India. Similarly, he established the market to sell horses and the slaves. ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಗುಲಾಮರಾಗಿ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕುದುರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. He appointed higher officials named Sahana-e-Mandi to regulate the markets. Severe punishments were given for to the people who are going to cheat in the marketing system. So these are all the changes were brought by the Alauddin Khilji in the administrative system. So that's why he was very famous during his reign, whatever all he introduced. But soon after his death, what happened? Their clash continued between some of the internal, so the ministers in his court. His third son Qutbuddin Mubarak came into a rule, but he ruled only for 4 years, but he was murdered by the soldier Khusru, and later the Alauddin Khilji dynasty was declined. One more dynasty came into a power, that dynasty name known as a Tughlaq dynasty. So like this, so we come to know the information about the Khilji dynasty and Alauddin Khilji reformation, what he introduced during his administrative rule. So now let us study about another concept about the Tughlaq dynasty. My dear students, the Tughlaq dynasty ruled Delhi as their capital from 1320 to 1399 century. So this Tughlaq dynasty, among some of the rulers are very prominent. The founder is a Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq. After him, who came into a power? Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And one more person who ruled the Tughlaq dynasty, his name known as a Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So these three members are very prominent and also brought some changes in the administration during while they are going to rule the Delhi. Let us study so the detail about the Tughlaq dynasty. I told you the Tughlaq dynasty was founded by Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq. So he maintained very peace administration after the death of the Qutbuddin Mubarak, and he also pushed the Khusru, a soldier who murdered the Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay, due to the disturbance of a vehicle, I have stopped. So I told you that Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq, he murdered. So after the death of the Qutbuddin Mubarak, a soldier who killed Qutbuddin Mubarak, a Khusru is also defeated by the one of the founder, his name known as the Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq. So later he implemented liberal administrative policy when he took the Delhi under his control. He strengthened the border to prevent Mongol invasions. He built irrigation canals for the benefit of the farmers and he lowered the taxes. He established the postal system consisting of horsemen and the runners. He built Tughlaqabad near Delhi. He conquered Madurai, Warangal, maintained law and order in Gujarat and Bengal also. The other important rulers of this dynasty were Muhammad bin Tughlaq and the Firoz Shah. Among the Muhammad bin Tughlaq was very famous. Why he was very famous? So now we are going to discuss in a detail. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was a very good scholar in two language. One is Persian and another one in Arabic. And he was also a very expert in all kind of mathematical subjects. Either it is a physics, in the medicine, in a poetry, astronomy. He was very talented, but the knowledge what he got, he used that one for the development of a Delhi, but his all plans did not supported a proper timing. Due to that, the time of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, when he came into a power as a sultan, did not support it to get a very good name in the history of India. Why? Because his talent through whatever all the implementation he has done in the Delhi, unfortunately all implementation what he introduced that all become failure. So the historians in the history writing, they consider he is a bad luck sultan, either may he is a mad Tughlaq. So these are some kind of descriptions we are going to get about the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And now let us discuss whatever all the experiment the Muhammad bin Tughlaq made during his administrative system and how that all kind of administrative system policies become de-effective and how he lost the name and fame due to the wrong implementation in a wrong time during his administration. So first he introduced the revenue system, an official record that had all the details of a land. He started to maintain through the Department of Revenue and Agriculture, and he brought uncultivated land into a cultivation, implementing different kind of financial services started to provide for to the farmers. To train the farmers, he appointed some financial assistant, but the farmer of a Doab had higher land tax during his time, so they are not cooperated properly for to the Muhammad bin Tughlaq because the tax rate become high and the farmers neglected to use a more land for to the agricultural activities. Which are the taxes collected by the Muhammad bin Tughlaq during his regime? There were very four important taxes he collected. One is Karaj. Karaj means a land tax on non-Muslims. ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮರಲ್ಲದ ಹಿಂದೂಗಳಿಗೆ ಕರಜ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಉಶ್ರಾ, ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್. ಬರೀ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಕಾತ್. ಜಕಾತ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಎ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದರೆ ಆ ಇಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂತಿಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದ ಸಂಪತ್ತನ್ನು ಅವನು ಕ್ರೋಢೀಕರಣ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಂದು ಅವನೇನಾದರೂ ಕ್ರೋಢೀಕರಣ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಜಕಾತ್ ಆದಾಯದ ತೆರಿಗೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಿಜಿಯಾ, ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಎ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್. ಹಿಂದೂಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆ, ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆದಂತಹ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮನ್ನು ಅವನು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಹಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ regime. Shifting the capital. So I told you he made many revenue experiment he made, but due to a heavy land tax, the farmers started to neglect use the uncultivable land, converting into a cultivable. That the first it was become failure, and soon after he brought another one experiment. It is called as shifting of capital. I told you already. So the Turks day by day started to loot the Indian property and wealth, attacking the tribal peoples from the east of the Asia. They are Mongolians. To control the Mongolian attack again and again on the Delhi, the Muhammad bin Tughlaq made one proper settlement idea. So that is known as a shifting of capital from Delhi to Devagiri. So he informed all the soldiers and the military generals to carry the common people and their property from Delhi to Devagiri without making any proper arrangements in the Devagiri. He sent the public by force for to the Devagiri, but when the public and the soldiers reached for to the Devagiri, they come to know there are a lot of problems. There is no any proper basic requirements getting for to the people. There is no hospitals, no drinking water facilities, and there is no houses, and there is no proper agricultural land, and there is no any security for to the people, property and the luggage. These are all seeing the peoples, many of them started to blame the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So due to that, when he come to know the people cannot survive for a long time in Devagiri, again he called back all the peoples to the Delhi. This made the people from Delhi not to reach for to the Delhi. They started to escape reaching of Delhi and went spread different parts of the North India, because they come to know Muhammad bin Tughlaq plans were not supporting for to their development. He is a sultan who is came to rule to exploit them. So like this, so the time did not support it for to the Muhammad bin Tughlaq shifting of his capital, and his all plan become unsuccessful. A proper precautions were not taken. Due to that, the plan of implementing result of the shifting of capital become severe and also become suffered lot for to the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So like this, the information regarding his plan shifting of capital become unsuccessful. Then next he brought another one, a system introducing symbolic coins, because he invested lot of money making the land uncultivable to cultivable. There he lost the money. Shifting of capital from Delhi to Devagiri, he invested lot of money. Due to that, his treasure become empty, and the people started to suffer from common commodities. They do not have any exchange of materials to survive. At that situation, he brought another one idea, that minting of coins in a leather and also exchange with it in a gold and silver. Means the symbolic coins of a leather is also valid as a gold and silver. So this kind of experiment he started to bring, but actually his idea was very good, but he did not introduce that one in a very systematic way in strictly. Due to that, the people what they have done, they used the symbol which produced and implemented by the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. They started to mint that their own factory and submitting that all kind of silver leather coins for to the treasure of an sultan, and collected gold and silver coins, the full of treasure of Allah of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, that filled by only the leather coins, where this cannot be circulated with the other people who are having the relation with the Delhi. They are not interested to make any trade activities. Due to that, this made the financial loss for to the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So like this, the information regarding to the experiment of symbolic coins also become failure. So he introduced a dinar, a gold coin, and also the silver coin. It is called as Adli, not in a circulation. He used an authentic copper and brass coin, but this became very failure. The minting coins was not vested by the government alone. Many traditional families started to mint. I told you they have exchanged that all with the Sultan's treasure and made Sultan's treasure to become filled with the symbolic coins. This made again financial loss for to the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and he started to become failure instead of implementing this experiment of symbolic coins to make the shifting of capital, the process of recollecting the capital back and other measures, these are all money become empty and he become very poor. So regarding to his Deccan policy and how this Muhammad bin Tughlaq after the Firoz Shah Tughlaq ruled the administration of Delhi, that we are going to learn and discuss in the next class. Keep watching the video. Take care. Bye bye.